So I finally received access to Google Bard, and I got an email a few hours ago from Google that I've been accepted for the program, and now I can use Google Bard. So I've been using Google Bard now for the past 4 or 5 hours, and I have been pleasantly surprised, and pleasantly surprised for many reasons. For starters, being that it's connected to the internet, so it just won't say, as an AI model I cannot do this, and as an AI model I cannot do that. There's a lot that Google Bard can do that Chat GPT does not, and it's pretty clear. It's pretty clear from the output that Google Bard is also more intelligent in many ways. Now, I'm not saying that Google Bard is better than ChatGPT, because ChatGPT is using old data and ChatGPT is not hooked up to the internet. And ChatGPT is also, even in ChatGPT 4, is not really, they haven't unleashed the power of ChatGPT 4 yet. But Google Bard is also in its infancy, and it's only open for a few limited people in the US and the UK. And so I happened to sign up from the US, and I was accepted within a few hours, and I've started using Google Bard. And I'll show you guys how Google Bard is superior. But before I go ahead and show you how to use Google Bard for SEO, and there's a lot of the SEO stuff that I normally do, and how Google Bard will help me with that, I just want you guys to like the video, subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. I also do SEO for a living. If you're looking for someone to consult with, have a question about your SEO, or maybe you want someone to do SEO for you on a regular basis, hit up the link in the description, fill out the form, and I will get in touch with you. All right, so the first thing I wanted to do is to run a plagiarism check on prompts, on content that's generated by ChatGPT, because I know a lot of people are doing it. So I asked Bard if it could detect plagiarized content, and Bard says, yes, I can detect plagiarism. I can do this by comparing text to other sources online, by checking for matching phrases. If I detect plagiarism, I'll flag the text and provide a link to the original source. Now, I'm not saying that Google uses this exact same method. Maybe Google has a better method of detecting plagiarism. So this is just so that we can run our own text before we can put this online, and just to see that if it's original. Also, if you're making edits to your text, your AI generated text, before you post it online, this is probably another step you should take to make sure that you're making it harder for Google to detect your plagiarized text or your AI generated text. So I'll go ahead and show you. So what I've done here is, if I've created three types of texts on ChatGPT. So I've asked it to write an article about the American Civil War. I've also asked it, can you write an article on the importance of building backlinks? Now, I know a lot of people do this, and then they edit the article slightly and post it to their blogs. And then, can you tell me about Bard? Now, this did not complete because I'm not sure if it hung up. But the text that it has generated, I think it's enough for us. So I'll go ahead and I'll copy this text for you. Okay, so is this text plagiarized? I'll go ahead and paste the text over here, hit enter. Now, Google Bard is just as slow, or maybe just as fast as ChatGPT, so there isn't a real speed difference, but it says here, no, this text is not plagiarized. It's well written, very informative summary of the American Civil War. It cites the sources and provides additional information. So in this instance, it does not see plagiarism. Bard in another way, I'm going to ask. It's saying, who wrote this text? Now let's go ahead and paste it again over here, and let's see if it tells me if ChatGPT wrote the text or if it's someone else. So the text is from Wikipedia. So in the first instance, it said that the text was well written and it's not plagiarized. So no, this text is not plagiarized. It's well written, informative summary. But then when I ask it who wrote this text, it tells me the text is from Wikipedia. Now, if you go onto Wikipedia and you look at this text, a lot of the phrases match. So I think it's accurate, and I think if you went ahead and copied and posted this text on your website and you did not cite Wikipedia as the source, you probably have a problem ranking it. All right, so let's go ahead and test this out with another text. So can you write an article about link building? So we'll go ahead and copy our article about link building over here. We'll copy this over here. Is this text plagiarized? Copy, paste it. All right. Again, we will give it a second or two for it to process. And the amazing thing about BARD, or maybe what sets it apart from ChatGPT, is it's trained on these large language models. And these language models have come from Google, and Google has a really large data set, and so it has a lot more to draw from. So it says, no, this text is not plagiarized, well written form. All right, so we're gonna put in this editor prompt, trying to find out if it can tell us if this was AI generated or if this was copied and pasted from someplace else. And I've put this text through Copyscape, and Copyscape does not pick this up. So Copyscape shows that this is original text, but we're looking at this, and it says the text was written by humans. So, all right, so this is great. So I'm a large language model, also known as conversational AI, or chatbot trained to be informed and comprehensive. I train massive amounts of data. All right, so this right here has been, it sees as human generated. Now, let's go ahead and try the last one over here, and we're also going to try and do something different with this, and I'll show you what. So first, I'm going to ask it if this is plagiarized. So plagiarized, and then I'll copy, paste. All right. So this is not completed, and so it kind of hung up. ChatGPT hung up when it was generating this text. But we'll try and see if this picks up. So it says it's not plagiarized. So I'll ask it who wrote this text, and I'll copy paste. I'll try and see if Google Bard can complete the text for us. This text was written by the National Library Service for the blind and print disabled. And so right off the bat, this is where the text has come from. So you should cite this source as your source for the text. I'm going to try and see is if Bard can complete the text. So can you complete the text? I paste below, and let's just see. Because these are two different language models, so I guess this will not work. All right, so it works. So it's cut off for here, including fiction and non. And if I look at this, it says with access, once users can log into Bard using username and password to search for download publications. Bard offers material including various games, fiction, non-fiction, and textbooks. Bard also offers a variety of features that make it convenient for users. And this brings us to the next thing that Bard can do is it gives us 3 different drafts. And so if this is something if this is something that's not good enough, you can take a look at Google's second draft. So here is a completed text. So this is the second draft, and this is slightly different. This is slightly different approach to how the text has been completed. It also has a third draft, and over here it's the third draft. Again, slightly different from how it was originally completed, but even though this is an entirely different language model, it picked up on what the text was and it completed it. Now, let's go ahead and try something more SEO and less of this. So what I want is, I want to get a list of websites that are ranking for a specific keyword. So I'm trying to rank for insurance company in Spain. So I'll just go ahead and try this. Insurance, tell me which of the top, which websites are ranking on the top 10 for insurance company in Spain in Google. So this will give me a list. The IP, I believe that they're using, when it does this, it's using either the US or it's using the UK. I think the UK is nearest to Spain, it's in Europe. So I think it's using a UK IP address. So anyway, it still gives us this list, and it includes a lot of the big names. And these websites offer a variety of insurance products, services, including, all right, so now I want to ask is, what intent does this keyword have? So I want to find out the intent. So what is the searcher's intent for? What I'm also going to do is I'm going to paste in a list of keywords and see if Google Bard can tell me if what the intent is for those keywords, and so that will make it easier for me to draft content for those keywords. So the intent of the search insurance company in Spain is to find information about the insurance companies in Spain. This could include information about the company's product services. So basically, this is an informational keyword according to BARD, and which is good. And so what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and put in a list of keywords and see if Google Bard can tell me if just give me what their intentions. Just list their intentions maybe. So okay, so I've got the list of keywords. So can you give me the search intent for each one of these keywords? Also, can you group them together in terms of relevance? Go ahead, paste it. Let's see. The reason why I've asked it to do this is because usually Google is not looking at an individual keyword on your page or in your content. It's looking at a group of keywords. And so with Google Bard, we can understand or get some insight into how Google may be looking at that group of keywords on a website, and then use that as an understanding to draft content for our website, and then use that group of keywords. Obviously, there's a lot more to it, but we're trying to see how good Google Bard is and how much it can help us with doing on-page SEO. It has grouped this pretty well. I mean, it says stretching, and then how to stretch a canvas, stretching materials, canvas stretchers, bars, stretching tools. Then we've got canvas supplies and canvas stretching. So it's put in canvas stretching and canvas stretching as two different clusters. So maybe these can be two different pages. So this can be like a main page for stretching, and then it's one on like a specific page for canvas stretching. It's got painting, it's got others. So others is basically where it can really categorize. It hasn't done a great job, but it has done a good enough job. So now I'm going to ask it is, what it hasn't given me yet is the intent. So can you give me the intent for these keywords? And now is, I guess, where Google Bard may stumble, because it didn't provide me with the intent in the first prompt. And I also see that Google Bard is now very good at stretching, like stringing prompts together, so you can only get one prompt at a time. So canvas stretching, people are looking for this information. So this is informational, and informational. But it says also that interested in buying, so maybe buying, not informational. Buying, again, this will be maybe informational. So again, it has done a pretty okay job, but it's not perfect, and some of these are, it's not very descriptive. It's not the way that SEMrush will provide you with that information. It'll just tell you if it's informational or if it's commercial or if it's buyer intent. So so you have to read the entire thing to understand. But again, for something that's available for free, we're getting some insight into how Google is looking at this text. So now the next thing, what I want to do is I want to ask uh, Bard to look at text and tell us how this can be improved SEO wise. All right, so we got my group of text. So I'll say, can you give me recommendations on how to improve this text so that it ranks for Bay Area SEO. Paste in. This is a text I created a while back. It's ranking okay, but it's not on page one, but it's a very competitive. Bay Area SEO is a very competitive keyword. and we're trying to see if Google Bard can help us analyze the text and tell us where we might be not doing as well, and then just help us with that. Um, the following By following the recommendation, you can improve your website's rankings and search engine. So it says source. So the good thing about Bard is that it's citing sources, which is something I said that Google Bard may not do, but I guess they're doing it. Use more relevant keywords and phrases. The keyword and phrases you use should be relevant to the service you offer, location serve. For example, you could use Bay Area SEO, San Francisco. SEO services, San Francisco. Bay Area is San Francisco, by the way. So it's giving me this group of keywords, these LSI keywords that are related to the search term or the local search term. Create high quality content. Your content should be well written. It should be relevant to the keyword. So this is a lot of this information is generalized. Optimize your website for local search, and so Google might get listed in online directories, use social media. All right, so let's ask what online directories are available for the Bay Area. So Google My Business, Yellow Pages, Craigslist, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. So it doesn't give us anything specific. So this is where Google Bard is probably not doing a very good job. All right, so one last thing, let's ask it to write a press release, and let's see what it comes up with. Write a press release for my SEO company in the Bay Area. I want it to be newsworthy. And this is like two prompts stringed together. Again, I don't think this is going to work because in the past, stringing two prompts together hasn't worked. But, it might work because it's related. So, unlike Chat GPT, it doesn't like show that it's typing the word. It just kind of like pastes it in. So, a leading SEO company in Bay Area today announces the launch of its new SEO service for Bay Area businesses. The new service offers a comprehensive suite of SEO solutions. Your company launches new SEO service in Bay Area, right? This is sort of newsworthy, but it will need tweaking. The new services from the company include a variety of services, including keyword research, and then so it's a very short press release. So let's see. Can you expand the press release 500 words? This is more of a templated response. This is how a press release would be written, but then you would have to fill in a lot of blanks with specific information. And so what it has done here, it has extended the press release, and it also asks it's also put in like, what is SEO? Why is SEO important? How can your company help businesses with SEO? What are the benefits of using SEO? And so it doesn't really add a lot of relevant, but it gives us a source from where it picked up this information. So Colin Belt. So maybe Colin Belt is seen as a authority on SEO, and so this is where the source is. And even though I like that Bard is citing sources, only cites one source, even though there are a lot of places from where you can get this information. So it will be multiple sources. And so I'm curious to know why Bard is only citing one source, and one source in particular, and why it's using that source. Now, there may be many reasons for it. I don't know. Maybe someone who's technical is watching this channel and who knows why that's the case. Why you think Google is just choosing this one source, and it's based on what? Because I can't understand. Because if I go ahead and I search for, let's say, why this is important, if I copy this over here, it's not a top ranking website. So none of this is a call-in website. So it's not a top ranking website, but somehow Google, or Bard in this case, trusts the website enough to cite it as a source. And so I'm lost. So I don't know what's happening over here, but apparently there are many things that's not, there are limitations to Bard, and so we need to understand those limitations, but there are also some very good things about Bard. In coming days, I might have more information about it when I've played around with it for a while, and I understand how this works. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. A more detailed video maybe later on, depending on, if I run into something new. but for now, I think this is a great place. And I think you should sign, if you're in the US or in the UK, I think you should sign up for Google Bard, because this will change a lot of the ways you do SEO and you do your research and you write content and a lot of stuff. It also answers a lot of questions. So many people have been saying that, Google can detect AI content. I think if it can detect plagiarism the way it is right now, if it's doing it the way it is, and Google Bard is just a test run, I think Google can detect AI generated content. And I think that's bad news for a lot of people that would just want to copy and paste AI generated content because they're not going to rank. So there you have, folks. I hope you guys like the video. Like and subscribe. You can also watch my other video. On Google recommending the people not use AI content for certain niches, and how this may carry over into its recommendations for all niches. So I hope you guys check that video out, and I will see you guys in the next video.